Welcome back to SwitchCorner. It's that time of the week again, 10 deals under $10, or of course your local currency. You're going to find this video here every single week, and then on Saturdays, expect deals where any price goes. On that video too, each and every week, we give away 2 $10 eShop gift cards. With that, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and let's do this because as always I have more than 10 games, and this week I even have one for you to avoid. Okay, let's go. So first up, a big dog with an all-time new low price, Sayonara Valiant Hearts, coming in with 40% off. This one I'd honestly describe as more of an experience than a video game. It's essentially an on-rails rhythm game where the only demand of you is to basically pick up collectibles along the way and then occasionally press a button in time with the music. Now that said, as simple as that is, it's also a genius piece of gaming unlike any other. It's short, it's over within like the hour, but I challenge you not to want to return. The music's incredible, the visuals another level, and then the story, it's a tale of a young woman who gets her heart broken, and because of it, the balance of the universe is like disturbed. Surprisingly deep stuff. I strongly recommend you pick this one up at this new all-time low price. Nothing out there that's quite like it. So next up then, from like the almost chilled to the downright infuriating, and this game it is Jump King. This is one I actually tried to review on the channel before like retiring it swiftly forever. It's not a bad game, I put a video out in fact praising it, but it is an acquired taste. Your goal here is simple, save the, as the game puts it, smoking hot babe at the top of the tower. All you need to do, jump left and right up to the top. Yeah, it's not that simple. The longer the button press, the bigger the jump. Miss a platform and there's a good chance you're falling all the way back to the bottom. Beat this and it will be like a badge of honor for those out there who like a challenge. Get frustrated easily, do not download this even if it's free. This though, I will say it's the first time it's ever seen a sale with 33% off, so if it's your thing, it is well worth it. Just here, think like a 2D pixelated getting over it, and that should tell you everything you need to know. So Dark Devotion now with 50% off, and this for me is a solid roguelite. As with all in the genre here, expect to die frequently and be making your way all the way back to the beginning, meaning you really already know if this one's gonna be for you. While the controls, they won't be for everyone thanks to the lack of a jump mechanic, it does make for some seriously interesting gameplay once you kind of get over the learning curve and just kind of getting used to that restriction. It basically means though every kind of leap of faith to that next lower platform, or like fall should I say, truly feels like it has consequences. While I will say it is light on the story front, as is the way for the majority within the genre, it's the visuals and this world that give you more than enough. Here though, you're exploring a fallen temple and you'll be asked to push your like temple of faith to the very edge. With a solid soundtrack and stunning pixel work, this one is, in my opinion, well worth the price of admission. Alright, so now this one, it's different. Valiant Hearts The Great War, rocking 75% off, and if you want something that's a bit more emotionally challenging, this is probably the one for you. It's basically a 2D side-scrolling puzzle adventure, but it's the story of this one that just kind of caught me off guard personally. Released physically alongside the incredible Child of Light, that's where I played this one on the Switch, but I played it originally on the PS4 and it just stuck with me like ever since. Telling a story during World War I, it's a topic we rarely see touched upon, especially when it's not of like the first person variety. And here we not only get to like experience the horrors of war, but the sacrifices that are made, the friendship and the love. Really great game. I don't want to give anything away, but you're gonna have fun solving the puzzles and the visuals. And then the cartoon style, it's like incredible. It makes for like a really interesting contrast to the game's storyline. So an old one now, but a good one. Also a weird one actually, but Little Inferno. This game has sold over 1 million copies, yet I can't remember the last time I heard the name mentioned. It's surprisingly deep but difficult to also explain. Basically, you sit in front of like a fireplace, you burn stuff and you solve the occasional puzzle. The thing is, it's the story that's so deep that makes it such an unusual experience. Gonna be honest with you, I haven't played this one in some time, but it's another one I have physically that I'm gonna pretty much put straight back into my console immediately after this. It's won a ton of awards, and rightly so. It's also from a tiny team, and now it even includes multiplayer, which I can't comment on personally because I honestly I've never tried it, but 80% off. It's a steal at this price, so do check it out at this all-time best price. So my pickups of the week then, I've been meaning to pick these two like particular games up for ages now, and I just seem to always miss them. But first, Gorogoa, or at least that's how I think you say it. It's a puzzle game that no doubt the visual style, the thumbnail, even the name probably puts people off. But I gotta say, there's a lot of reviews out there that just rave about this game, and I've wanted it for the longest of time. The idea seems to be basically rearrange squares to solve puzzles, but it has this stunning style to it all, and it seems there's actually a story attached in the background. I'm not sure what to really expect of it, but I have faith in the publishers behind it as well, Annapurna Interactive. They've released a solid selection of creative games that I nearly always enjoy. 60% off as well. I'm ready to finally jump in. So my next pickup then, Bridge Constructor Portal. I'll be honest, I've played this one with a friend more than a few times, and I think that stopped me kind of from investing in it at full price, but I'm finally adding it to the Switch because it is a great one to have on the go. Also, it not only has the Portal name attached, but makes for some interesting gameplay mechanics in the oversaturated, bridge constructor genre. I'm not really sure what there is to say here. It's basically bridge construction with a Portal twist, meaning a solid sense of humor, and it's going to throw in some really cool Portal gadgets. It also includes 60 levels, so it's a decent amount. With 60% off though, I would say check it out if you like bridge building or the legendary Portal. Alright, so RPG fans, Evoland Legendary Edition, and full transparency, I haven't beaten the 2 included titles here, but I've played more than enough to know it's worth the current 75% off because I've sunk some hours into it. Where Evoland separates itself though is its progression system. We've all played the typical RPG, level up, new items, new weapons, new teammates. But what about an RPG that full on changes? Starting in a monochrome graphic style, it slowly transforms to PS1 era 3D. And then along that ride, it's actually going to introduce new gameplay mechanics to match that visual style and period of RPGs. It makes for that feeling of being excited to see what's just around the corner. As RPGs go though, it's not the most serious of storylines, I will say, but it is very self-aware and it has this solid sense of humour. Worth checking out though if you like your RPGs, especially if you grew up around the 16-bit days like myself. The Monster 75% off though makes it the biggest discount ever. So now before we do get to the final 3 games of the week, let's do a few quickfire honourable mentions that I've spoken about recently. First up, Mudrunner American Wilds. It's a 3D car simulator, shall we say, but instead of racing to the finish line, you're completing jobs and transporting goods in the most challenging of locations. You full on in the wilderness. Here you'll basically be slowly pressing down that gas and trying to make your way through and out of more than a few bad situations. Never expected to like this, but I was really impressed as I found myself restarting constantly. Well worth the 75% off if cars and trucks in this case are your thing, and don't throw this in there with the shovelware because it's definitely not that. Then Wonderboy the Dragon's Trap, an incredible 2D platformer that's basically a Metroidvania in a sense, but it's incredible. The visuals, the gameplay, all of it amazing. For the 60% off asking price, just buy it. Last of our quickfire games then, Trials Rising, 70% off right now. It's an all-time new low, and this physics-based racer is about as addictive as they come, just one more go. But I would say this also, revived the genre. My only complaint with the Switch build is it doesn't have analog triggers for the Pro Controller, for the Joy-Cons, so it's either full gas or no gas, there's no in between. You can use the right joystick to accelerate, but it's honestly not ideal. The best option here, if it's available to you, a GameCube controller hooked up. That's how I play personally, and it does give you that full control that you honestly miss if you've ever played the game elsewhere. Alright, our final 3 and then one to a 5. First, Halcyon 6 Starbase Commander. Imagine Star Trek got a pixel makeover. If you like the idea of that, then this is the game for you, as it's basically combining space station and ship building with RPG mechanics and turn-based combat. Even then though, throw some crew management on top of all of that, and that's kind of your package here. I could talk about and explain this game for a while, so I'm going to just say this. Check out a few reviews, as it's a whole lot deeper than it may seem on the surface level. Here though, you're essentially on a mission to stop an invasion while finding yourself some new allies and building out mankind's future. This one though, it needed a shout out thanks to its monster and easily new all-time low price of 80% off. Also, I gotta say, it's rare to see this one on a sale. Our penultimate game of the week then, the Spectrum Retreat. This is a stunning first-person puzzler. It's like Walking Simulator, but with a ton of puzzles and this great science fiction vibe. Here you find yourself awakening at the Penrose Hotel. While all may initially seem normal, things quickly escalate, and you'll not only be trying to figure out the mystery behind this Art Deco hotel, but the reason for your stay. It's a fun game that's a bit of a slow burner, but I'm a big fan of sci-fi personally. I also love the Art Deco style, so this futuristic experience kind of ticked all the right boxes. Graphics, I gotta say as well, really solid stuff. With 50% off, I don't think you can personally go wrong here. So our final good game of the week then, before we get to that 1 to a 5, Donut County, and while it may sound weird, and while it is weird, it's also great fun. Here's the idea. Start as a small hole in the ground and slowly get bigger as you consume more and more of the world. With this stunning art style though, it's really the story that kind of wraps the whole package up. You follow a raccoon who found a way to gain remote control of a hole. It's weird stuff, but it's got an amazing sense of humour to it all. Like Spectrum Retreat though, this is a monster sale that's well worth your cash. A new all-time low as well, and I don't think we'll often see it at this price either, but 70% off right now. And for those who want something a little easier going, more chill, gonna make you laugh a bit, this is probably well worth a look. Alright, so as I said, I've got 1 to a 5 this week, and this game is American Ninja Warrior Challenge. By far one of the worst Switch games I have ever played. Trying to cash in on the name of the TV show, it fails at nearly every single level. In fact, it's a waste of card space, or in my case, cartridge, because yes, I have this on physical. I reviewed it for the channel. I gave it a 1 out of 10, a broken mess, and advised only buy this if you want to torture or punish someone you love. A fight at all costs, no matter how attractive that 75% off might look right now. And that is it, another week down. Will you be picking any of these up? Do you own any of them already, and can you get behind the recommendation? But most importantly, have I missed any that I should be checking out? As always then, a huge shout out to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. Truly is appreciated, and it helps more than you know. Finally then, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.